Well, morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? It's 12:23 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. It's August 24th, 2023. The Weaver Giant City, Roseman, California. You zombie. Emotionally screwed up and sleep deprived half the time anyway. Anyway, I missed it last night. All the fun yelling and screaming and yelling and pointing the fingers at each other. I missed it all. Including all the political pundits going after each other left and right. I tried not to, but this time I just got so damn overwhelmed with so much crap going on. I decided I was going to take a break. I don't know if that was a mistake or not, but it was a decision I made. I really did not want to deal with their mouths going off at the mile a minute. I deserve this. I deserve that. I'm this, and I'm not gonna. And then this one person is trying to get another word advice, and then they're attacking each other before something else could be done officially by the rules. And apparently, the rules were tossed out. Usually, when you go into a debate situation, you're supposed to have your shit together, but apparently, they didn't have their shit together. They're already unhinged. Conspiracy theories left and right tossed out, as I understood, from some of the responses I'm looking at online right now. I missed a good fight. I missed a good one where they are chattering like crazy and trying to kill each other on this one. I mean, not physically doing the damn killing at this point over here. But what I'm saying is, these guys yelling and screaming at each other and trying to make sure that they're thumping their chest hard enough to where you understand where these guys are coming from. And do I understand where the hell they're coming from? Oh, hell no. If I happen to turn on even the news on tonight, even the local news, they'll be talking about this damn thing. They'll be talking about the clips. I wanted to see the entire Miguel gorilla there. So on one screen right now, I am looking at, I'm trying to search through, I'm still trying to search through it. YouTube. They would put their, remarks and they would put their little clips on there. But what I wanted to see, not the highlights, but the whole damn thing. Because putting the whole thing on there for the entire public to watch even afterwards, some people would be doing it and other people wouldn't. I'm just checking things out right now. Okay. Why did I miss it? It bored the crap out of me. These guys kept talking and kept talking and kept talking, and they were really driving me nuts. How the Sam Hill was I supposed to be able to deal with this crap? But there they were. And the golden boy of the time was supposed to be over there, and he wasn't. So I'm trying to get into there. One guy actually did had the Fox News, and everybody's okay. I mean, almost 3.5 hours. David Pakman. He's respected enough. And then there's Brian Cohen. Brian Cohen went on MSNBC, but David Pakman is doing his own commentary at this point over here while listening and watching the whole damn stuff if everybody else is going after each other left and right. So I'm just going to save this one for later. It's like 2 hours of being bored to death by some people who are just thumping and screaming and yelling heads off saying, I should be the president, I should be the president. He's not qualified, he's not qualified. I should be the president, I should be the president. He doesn't do a damn thing, he doesn't do a thing. And she's a liar over here, and he's a liar over here. And no. I should be the president, I should be the president. Here's Politics 101 for you. In debates, that's usually how it goes in the first one. You have to strike your own chord. You have to strike your own. You have to show them that you are the better one. And the problem is when everyone is yelling and screaming at each other. But I should be the one. I should be the one that you listen to at this point over here. And you keep hearing these people saying it over and over and over again. Sometimes it does get to be much of a headache. But for those who constantly live and thrive in the political environment, this is like eye candy, especially when you're of the liberal area, when you're the far leftists, when you're extreme leftists. And you listen to all these people and you're laughing at them. Yeah, the clips that they would show on YouTube, all those nice little programmable zeros and ones get you locked into the damn thing. They've done it to me too many damn times. They're still constantly doing it to me all the time. They're trying to demonstrate to me how important it is to be locked into this damn thing more and more and more. Yeah, I listen to some of them. I was listening to what people are talking about them. So I kind of had an idea that they all didn't know what the hell they're doing. There may have been one particular guy over there. He's been in the government. He should know better. And he's up on the stage trying to see if he can get people's hearts and minds and attentions. At least he was trying to speak some kind of sense, even for a conservative. He's personable. He's been on a lot of cross media shows, and he comes across with something that these guys don't have. Gravitas. Ronald Reagan came into office as a governor. He was coming in as an actor, trying to run the state of California. It was well before my time. And his budget policies were that of the conservative nature, and it was turning it to be a conservative state at the time, a red state. We wanted things fiscally conservative. We wanted things to be done this way. And unfortunately, he was such a tightwad when it came down for the budget and finances that he affected our state's care concerning about the mental health people for decades. He did a lot of damage on that one. But people liked him because he was a Western TV star. Actually, a Western TV movie star. He was a star. What could he? What could he screwed up in the state of California? A lot. When he shut down the programs and shut down the institutions left and right that housed the mentally insane, mentally challenged, anybody else with a mental issue at this point over here, you put them on the streets effectively. Through these days, we still don't have a budget, or we still don't have a proposal to get them back up again, or even build places like that to put people in. If they're going to be that severely crazy at this point over here, they had to be locked up. Isn't that the thought of it for mental health? Say, for example, if I really was going on a tangent, let's just say for hypothetically purposes, I'm going on a tangent at this point over here. I'm going to do something that's going to be flagging the zeros and ones out there to a point where my face, my words will be going on someone else's database saying, this guy's a threat. Don't listen to him. He's out there crazy. He's talking crazy at this point. Well, how many people have we come across over here who's got that kind of issue anyway regarding people, places, things, and everything else going? We got too many of them. We got way too many of them. So at this point over here, I need something safe to use. Something that probably would be not considered a weapon. Well, I could use something to make a point. I could scare the hell out of people left and right over the damn thing, and they'd be wondering whether or not they're going to be outlawing it or demanding change or demanding something. I mean, Okay, if we're going to be doing something really threatening at this point over here. Okay, let's make a scenario. Let's create a scenario. I am a bad guy rocking around here with scissors. I'm going to look at someone's haircut, and then I'm going to go to them and laugh at their face. I'm going to humiliate them. I'm going to do stuff to them. I'm going to keep cutting their hair until they're nothing. Okay. Okay. This guy's had a problem. Hypothetical guy. All his life. He had a fetish about people cutting his hair, and he can't stand it. To the point where he's going to be rebelling. He doesn't like hairstylists. He doesn't like hair cutters. He doesn't like anybody else like that. So this hypothetical guy is going to get his ire up. He's going to hang around the barber shops and stuff. He's going to look at these people. He's already bought himself or got himself somehow an old pair of shears. And he's going to look at them. And he's going to see all these hairstylists. And he sees all these customers coming in and out. He can't stand it. Somewhere in his mind went snappy at this point over here. So this hypothetical lunatic over here, he stalks someone who just got into the barber shop and came out with a haircut. And he runs up to him with the shears. And one would expect that one was going to be coming up with a pair of shears. They're going to be doing something rather stabbingly nasty to a person. Oh, grabs a person by the hair. He gets a little more into it. They're struggling. He's yelling, and he's and then he runs away. Goes to another hairstylist, another hair salon. He sees women this time. This hypothetical nut job over here has his shears with him, and he goes to another woman and goes and runs away again. This time you've got a lot of people chasing after this son of a bitch. Now they're trying to get a description of this lunatic because he's a lunatic with a pair of shears. Now the thing is, what we associate with a pair of shears, these things can and generally do cut things. But worse, what people will associate these things with is we do a Psycho, we do a Norman Bates. We do a Norman Bates with a scene, Vivian Lacey in the shower. And they hear the song of Psycho. And then you see the bladed weapon. And then you see what was in the tub. And it had been known, in a hell of a lot of murder cases as I understand it, that these things are used more than just cutting things. They would have a Norman Bates out there ready to do something, grab it somehow in a way, and then be threatening to the person. And at that point, you have a potential murder weapon. If the cops happen to see this thing in a person's hand at this point, they're not thinking that he's a hairstylist or hairdresser. No, he's a nut job ready to stab. If you're going to have scissors, you have them inside a house or inside a business to be used. You don't carry them with you. You don't carry them with you ready for work on a human being and treat them as if they're worse than a piece of meat or a piece of steak. And then you're doing the up and down thrusting action on it or cutting action or whatever kind of action that you would use. I use those damn things for cutting things. For sure it's only cutting up flesh, that's for sure. But I'm using this thing as an example. I'm not recommending it to anybody, not even to the zeros and ones out there. My apologies, guys. But I had to make some kind of example at this point over here. Something of an everyday common item can be also used as a lethal weapon, or at least a potential one to ruin people's hairs and lives. In that situation, there, we're dealing with a nut job here. Reagan closed off those programs and facilities that would have helped and maybe educate or just incarcerate the guys because they are nuts. These days, we're still fighting that war. The mindset of closed minded, trying to be conservative, trying to be life. Well, we're seeing the actions of it right now as it is. And on a debate stage last night that I missed, this what they want to do, what they said they want to do. Even one of them was trying to, I think, said earlier on, other earlier than the debate stage, that he wanted to cut out most of the federal budget, layoffs, massive layoffs. It says there was a law out there concerning about, you know, you can't just lay off one person. Well, actually, you could. And I suppose he forgot about that one. I was trying to do research on this. I was trying to do research on this just to see what the hell he was talking about because I think it was out of his. I think Vivek was out of his mind on this one. We need all these people that we've got in the federal government to help run the federal government. We need people who know what the hell they're doing. Or trying to anyway. Okay. Civil servants. Okay, federal servants. Okay, I was trying to do a Google search on this one here. And I typed out federal civil servant layoffs. Now, the government has something called reductions in force, uh, as explained in the OPM. OPM being the, hang on a second, Office of Personnel Management. These guys would talk about in here um, transfers and layoffs and stuff. Now, they were referring to what they call Title V Code of Federal Regulations, Part 351. In this, and I'm going to give you the overview of what they're talking about here. The U.S. Office of Personnel Management develops policy and provides guidance to federal agencies regarding reduction in force, RIF they call them. This page serves as a portal to assist you in locating pertinent information and content related to RIF in the federal government. When an agency must abolish positions, keep that in mind. The RIF regulations determine whether an employee keeps his or her present position or whether the employee has the right to a different position. The regulatory requirements governing reduction in force are contained in Title V Code of Federal Regulations, Part 351. Federal agencies must follow the procedures contained in the Code of Federal Regulations when conducting an RIF. The law provides that the OPM's RIF regulations, gotta love these acronyms, I swear to God, it's driving me nuts. They must give effect to four factors in releasing employees. 1. Tenure of the employment, veterans' preference, length of service, and performance ratings. An agency is required to use RIF procedures when an employee is faced with separation or downgrading for a reason, such as reorganization, lack of work, shortage of funds, insufficient personnel ceiling, or the exercise of certain reemployment or restoration rights. A furlough of more than 30 calendar days or more than 22 discontinuous workdays is also an RIF action. A furlough of 30 or fewer calendar days or of 22 or fewer discontinuous workdays is an adverse action. You following a little bit? Maybe? bureaucratic, isn't it? I think we want things simpler. Problem is, when you're dealing with a federal government, you're dealing with a massive regulations here. How to work, what not to work, what to do, what not to do. How you're going to behave, what you're not going to be behaving. Is worse than well, it's just as bad as working in the public sector. Or actually, in the private sector, because the private sector does the same damn stuff, except they're for shareholders making money. And you're working at a company working for shareholders who want more money than you. Federal government is just basically civil service. You're working there for a set salary, set by the federal government, set by the constituents who vote into idiots into the legislative yeah, House of Congress, judicial branch. What am I saying? Scratch that, rewind that. Executive branch? No, 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 no. Those are the guys who are signing off things and trying to run things left and right. Congress. Let's see. Those idiots. Okay, let's see. One's got a House of Representatives, which is the monkey form. And the House of Senates, you get the tortoises. Slower, longer lifespan in Congress. All these fast running jackrabbits in there. I gotta watch out with that word. It drives my dog crazy. Okay, so these little tick turds are the 2 year schmucks in there. They want to keep their seat. They have to constantly run and politicize the whole damn thing. They got to scream and yell. They want your money. They want your votes because they'll do a better job in Congress if you keep them there a little bit longer. If not, they're a one-hit wonder. But these are the idiots who scream and yell loudest. They're not lower and slower, and they trying to keep their pace like they do in the Senate. No, House of Representatives are just what they call the cup and saucer situation. A hot cup of tea on top of a cold saucer to cool it off a little bit so you can enjoy the taste. Or not. So basically what we're dealing with here is lunatics that we keep voting in office. Whether or not they're going to be doing anything or not, that's up to us. And if they are going to be doing something, well, we don't know what the hell they're going to do, are they? What these guys were trying to propose, at least one of them, I think Vivek, was getting rid of the bureaucratic engine that runs the country. The bureaucratic engine we have is all the damn bureaucrats that we hate. But they're civil servants. These are the schmucks who are actually dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and making sure the damn paperwork's neat and copied right. But worse than that, they got to make sure that the government regulations, rules and regulations, are being followed and taken care of. If you want your damn Social Security, you got to deal with a civil servant in there. These are the guys that fill out the damn job applications at First Gov. These online job areas that if they actually had any work in the federal government somewhere else, they'll get more priority than anybody else. Go through testing. If they qualify, fine. You get in. You can just start doing your paperwork and let's see what the hell happens. And sometimes you get to stay in there for life. That's the thing about beauty about federal government. They wanted to keep you in there for life. You're going to be dying and being a federal cog. Let me do another one on this one.